This activity is called coin count. So at the top of each page, someone's going to tell you how much money they have and a little hint about what types of coins they have and how many they have of each kind. You got to use those hints to figure out exactly how many of each coin they have and then answer these questions down here. It's going to deal a little bit with probability, which means we're going to use fractions. Okay, and I'll show you how that works. So the first part is, it says I have 50 cents in my pocket. All the coins are nickels or dimes. I have 4 more nickels than dimes. So we got to figure out how to make 50 cents using nickels and dimes where we have 4 more nickels than dimes. Now, if I don't really know this right off the top of my head, what I could do is just make a little chart real quick. And just figure out, okay, so if it says that there's 4 more nickels than dimes, what I could do is say, okay, so if I had 4 nickels, that'd be 0 dimes, right? Because it's 4 more. 4 more here than there. So let's just add 1 as we go along, right? 5 nickels and 1 dime, 6 nickels and 2 dimes, 7 nickels and 3 dimes, 8 nickels and 4 dimes. Well, that's got to be more than enough at this point, right? So the question then is, which one of these combinations is going to give me 50 cents, right? So let's see here. So if it's 4 nickels, every nickel is worth 5 cents. That'd be 20. Nope, that's too short. Now 5 nickels and 1 dime, that'd be 25 cents plus a dime would be 35 cents. Getting closer. If we look at the next one, 6 nickels, that would be 30 cents. And then 2 dimes, 20 cents on top of that, that gives me 50. So that is my combination right there. And maybe you could figure that out in your head. If you could, hey, congratulations. But if not, that can help me sort out my thoughts there. So in this case, so how many dimes and nickels? We had 2 dimes and 6 nickels. So number 2 says, if Jenny pulls out 1 coin, is she more likely to get a dime or a nickel? Well, what does she have more of? Nickels, right? So I'm just going to put an N to save myself some time. But because there's 6 nickels, only 2 dimes, chances are she's going to pull out a nickel. Now the question is, if she pulls out 1 coin, what's the probability that it will be a dime? So probability we're going to write as a fraction. Okay? So the question is, in a fraction, the numerator, the number goes on top, is our positive outcomes, and the denominator is the total possible outcomes. So when we say total possible outcomes, we want the total amount of coins that she had in her pocket. Okay? So it's not the other side, right? So I don't want you to say, if 2/6 or 2 over 6 is what you're thinking, because there's 2 dimes and there's 6 nickels, that's wrong. Okay? The reason why that's wrong is there aren't 6 coins in her pocket. There are 8 coins in her pocket. We need to look at all of the coins together. So if there's 8 coins in her pocket, then that means our denominator would have to be 8. So there's 8 coins in her pocket, 2 of them are dimes. So 2 out of 8, or 2/8, is the probability that the coin she pulled would be a dime. If you wanted to simplify that, if you guys are talking about simplification in your class, a simpler version of 2/8 would be 1/4, right? So 1/4 of the time, if she pulled a coin out at random, it would be a dime. What I did there was I just divided both the numerator and the denominator by 2. That simplified it down to 1/4. How'd you figure it out? And like I said, you could just talk about briefly, there are 2 dimes and there are 8 total coins in her pocket. But that is how coin count is going to work. You're going to use the clues, solve the question, and then figure out the probability.